we speak.
40 billion for transportation and removal of deportees. 8 billion to hire 10,000 new ICE personnel.
And the list is a whole nother 2 pages, people. Right? So they got the money they need, right, to stay in power and to keep their foot on your neck. So that's why you're not going to be able to out-earn the devil, right? But you can outperform him in the keeping of these commandments. See? And that's what it's going to take. You can't you can't shoot or out-war the so-called white man, because that was his blessing. You got to get to where we got to get to where we're supposed to be a different way. The way the Bible says, which is through obedience of the Most High. Right? Brute force and power, that's not our strong suit right here in America. You see? So I'm going to just get a couple more and close it out. Right? All right, let's finish this article.
Now the practice of forcing toddlers and young children to face immigration just on their own.
Okay, go back to the last page and read that bottom, the first part of that sentence, because this is a heavy point too. I tell you, so-called white man, he is a terrible, evil bastard, yo. So yeah, read that last sentence and then go into that. It blew me away. You can start.
In San Francisco, federal district judge Alicia Martinez Agu granted a nationwide preliminary injunction ordering the restoration of funding for attorneys representing unoccupied children in asylum cases.
Right, so in other words, it says that he ordered for the restoration of funding for attorneys representing unaccompanied children in asylum cases. So in other words, if he's having to restore the funding, that means they have already cut off funding for attorneys representing unaccompanied children. So these unaccompanied children already don't have an adult with them, supposedly, right? Because whoever the adult was got kidnapped. Now that unaccompanied child can't even get any representation in court, right? So let's read this next sentence.
This stops for now.
Right, for now. So in other words, it's just temporary here, but for now, this stops what?
For now. The practice of forcing toddlers and young children to face immigration judges on their own.
So you got toddlers and small children standing in court, in immigration court by themselves with no representation. That's been going on. Now, if there's a so-called Edomite, if there's a little Edomite child, would they be allowed to be represented or have a case actually settled and a judgment being given as a child with no adult representation? Well, he's not a human to them. He's not an American to them, right? He's an Israelite, he or she. So to them, it's justified in mistreating him. See that?
You know, we let you know how weak the nation of Israel is. I ain't say nation. We ain't a nation right now. We're the tribes of Israel right now. Not the Latino tribes should be riots out on these streets, man. The Mexicans, the tribe of Zebulon, the Central American Indians, the Latinos in Central America, it should be riots out here. And you allow young children to be kidnapped and processed in this damn system. But you know what? The Latinos, they so Americanized, they don't give a damn about a Latino bus coming over here. A lot of them, they want them to go back to those countries. So they won't affect their jobs. That's how selfish and wicked our people become in damn America. And hateful we become. We watch our own people be oppressed. Shame on the damn Latinos. Shame on the tribe of Judah, Benjamin and Levi, because Benjamin and Levi getting deported like that too. And nobody gives a damn. That's how weak and selfish and idiotic Israelites have become in America. And you wonder why the Most High is going to burn America from California down to Mississippi up to California in a lake of fire. This burns me up right here, man. That I go through this, man. and nobody is, and nothing, no protests, no riots, or nothing. But wait, the Most High is going to stare the spirit of the people, and all hell better break loose in America.
Hey, that's why it's imperative that we gotta bring this out, yo. Because, you know, so-called white man would love for all this information to stay under the rug. But no, we gotta bring this out, so hopefully it will rouse up Judah, right? All right, let's finish this out.
The ACLU filed a motion in the Federal Judicial Southern District of California to stop the Department of Justice from cutting off legal aid to families that the first Trump administration forcibly separated.
See, you know, Trump separated them, and now you cut off all their resources. What are they supposed to do?
A federal judge in Fresno, California issued a preliminary injunction prohibiting Border Patrol from carrying out warrantless immigration stops throughout much of Central California, unless a reasonable suspect that a person is violating U.S. immigration law.
Right, and see, and that is not because they were concerned about the way it was affecting the so-called Mexicans, right? The Israelites from Issachar. No, it's because a lot of so-called white men, right, and these Spaniards, right, was getting caught up in these various stops, you know, and all these traffic stops and all these what they call it, paper check, you know, check, see if you got your papers or whatever. That's the only reason it changed. Not because they felt like, oh, that's oppressing the Israelites, the Northern Kingdom Israelites, the Mexicans. No, they don't give a damn about that. Go ahead.
You can't walk up to people with brown skin and say, "Give me your papers," said the U.S. District Court Judge Jennifer L. Thurston.
Well, you shouldn't be able to, but you can, as long as they're from the tribe, so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native American, right? So let's get Deuteronomy 28:50.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 50. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young.
That's right. So you can allow, I mean, a court proceeding, that's a stressful and heavy scenario and situation even for an adult. Now you got a toddler and a small child standing in the court. They don't even, first of all, they don't know what you're saying. They don't speak English. And then, even if they did, they're a child. They don't understand that they've done anything wrong or anything, so why are they being judged and convicted and tried? You know? But hey, the Most High sent an enemy on us that has zero regard for the age of the people he's oppressing, right? That's why we got to come together in righteousness, right, to get ourselves out of the situation. Can't do it individually. We got to do it by the design that the Most High laid out for us to do it in, which is keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. You'll never raise enough money. You'll never gain enough troops to be able to do it any other way. You gotta read the Bible, keep the commandments that are in it. Simple. All right. So now let's go to Sirach 12 and 4. Right, because they don't care. Because it's not their children or relatives. So we, you know, the Bible tells us how we should be dealing with these people, right? So let's get that.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and verse 4. Give to the godly man and help not a sinner.
That's right. So, you know, when you're going to help somebody, if they're not somebody who's trustworthy, somebody who's reliable, well, they're going to squander that help. You know, you want to help somebody out and it being beneficial to them in a way that they can come back and maybe help you out later. Not that that's what you're doing it for, but you know, that's the type of give and take that we need in the world. You know, not just people take. and I can only give when I got something in it for me. No, you should help because it's the right thing. And just know that, you know, through faith, the Lord's going to take care of your needs as well. All right, let's go. Read on. Jump down to 6.
Verse 6, for the Most High, the Most High hateth sinners, and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly.
That's right. It's another reason why you don't want to help anybody out who's wicked. Hey, they ain't going to be around too long. Right? They're liable to get destroyed. You'll never even see the benefit of the help you gave them. Right? So put your money, or they say don't put good money after bad or whatever. You want to put good money after good. Just give in to somebody who's righteous, somebody who's sincere. Right? We don't.
For the Most High hateth sinners, and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly, and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment. Give unto the good, and help not the sinner.
Right. All right, yo, read 10.
Verse 10, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
That's right. So here, coming right out the Bible, it says, never trust your enemy. But wait a minute, is that a contradiction? I thought the Bible says you're supposed to love your enemy. Well, see, you have to know in context what's what. That's why you need to start learning from the Israelites, and that won't even be a point of contention. You know, you're supposed to love your enemy of your nation of Israelites, right? And not suffer sin upon him. But here it says never trust your enemy. That's talking about your actual enemy, a person of another nation, right? Who does not have your best interest at heart. Go ahead.
Though he humble himself and go crouching.
Right. Just because he offers you a little government assistance, right? What?
Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away.
That's right. So, hey, we have to start encouraging and supporting righteousness, right? These so-called handouts or gifts, they only have made our people buy into confusion, right? Our people, they just want to get at the bag, the money, this, that, and other. You know, money is not even a thing. I really don't care. I mean, obviously, I got to buy stuff, I got to pay bills, but I'm not looking on how much money I can make from this, that, other. You know, it doesn't interest me, you know, because with all the money, you know, top-notch name brands and all that, you can still have a terrible experience. So money doesn't really, you know, money's just a defense, people. Right? It's nothing you should be worshiping or loving. Right? Because that love of money is the root of all evil. Everybody knows that. All right, so we're going to get the last scripture and close it out. All right?
Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart.
That's right. So we got to start rejecting these gifts, people, and just start doing our own work, right? Because we're destroyed because of it, right? And we should be mad because of the oppression, right? So, hey, with that, hopefully you got something out of the lesson, right? These are issues that the Israelites are facing due to our own disobedience, right, and wickedness. So we gotta clean ourselves up and get it right, right, because we're running out of time, right? This message is for you, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, so-called here in America, right? So I want to say peace and blessings to the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, saying woe to the other nations, and of course giving all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. I want to say death to America and Kwam Yashala.